I am bringing this old video of the president campaign during his campaign in 2014 or so. This is bringing you back to the memory line. And this video is another proof that divided as with Nigeria, divided we stand and united we fall. It is everything about Nigeria is upside down. And why we are making these videos is to try to open your eyes, to make you to start to think, to make you know that Nigeria is irredeemable, to make you know that Nigeria can never walk again. Now, watch to the end.
Have always known about our soldiers. They are capable, they are well-trained, patriotic, brave, and always ready to do their duty in the service of our country. But in the matter of this insurgency, our soldiers have neither received the necessary support nor the required incentives to tackle this problem. The government has also failed in any effort towards a multidimensional response to this problem, leading to a situation in which we have now become dependent on our neighbors to come to our rescue. Let me assure you that if I am elected president, the world will have no cause to worry about Nigeria as it has so recently. That Nigeria will return to its stabilizing role in West Africa, and that no inch of Nigerian territory will ever be lost to the enemy, because we will pay special attention to the welfare of our soldiers in and out of service. We will give them adequate and modern arms and ammunition to work with. We will improve intelligence gathering and border patrols to choke Boko Haram's financial and equipment channels. We will be tough on terrorism and tough on its root causes by initiating a comprehensive economic development plan, promoting infrastructural development, job creation, agriculture and industry in the affected areas. We will always act on time and not allow problems to irresponsibly fester. And I, Muhammad Buhari, will always lead from the front.
He said if he is elected as the president of Nigeria, he is going to deal with the Boko Haram. He is going to make sure that he deal with Boko Haram sponsors. He is going to block Boko Haram sponsors. He is going to do this. He is going to do that. And he is going to make sure that he wipe Boko Haram out of the face of the earth. He is going to do this and do that and do this and do that. Today, you that is watching this video as a Nigerian, after 5 years, Boko Haram has taken over entire north. After 5 years, the 12 northern state is practicing Islamic Sharia law. After 5 years, we have official 12 states in Nigeria under Islamic State. After 5 years, Boko Haram have killed military and they are being released every day. He said that he will always lead from the front. And today, will you say that this man, if he is still the man in Aso Rock, is leading from the front? This is the same man who have come to tell Nigerians that he is surprised that Boko Haram is still killing people. He is surprised after 5 years. Not only that Boko Haram is killing people, he is telling you that he is surprised when him have released over 4,000 Boko Haram members. Over 4,000 Boko Haram members this man have released into Nigeria society, and they are mingling with communities, and they are in Nigerian military police and what have you. This same man continue.
Dedicated to fighting corruption will be given independence, and prosecutorial authority without political interference. But I must emphasize that any war waged on corruption should not be misconstrued as settling all the scores or a witch hunt. I am running for president to lead Nigeria to prosperity, not adversity. In the face of dwindling revenues, a good place to start the reposition of Nigeria's economy is to swiftly tackle two ills that have bloomed under the present administration: waste and corruption. And in doing this, I will, if elected, lead the way with the force of personal example. On corruption, there will be no confusion as to where I stand. Corruption will have no place, and the corrupt will not be appointed into my administration. In reforming the economy, we will use savings that arise from blocking these leakages and the proceeds recovered from corruption to fund our party's social investment programs in education, health, and safety nets such as preschool meals for children, emergency public works for unemployed youth.
He said he was running for president to lead Nigerians to prosperity and not to adversity. He said that corruption, he will fight corruption, that the corrupt people will not be appointed into his administration. And every single thing he has said, he has done the opposite. He has said he's going to fight Boko Haram. Today, he is the biggest sponsor of Boko Haram. He said he's going to fight corruption. Today, every single person in his cabinet, in his government, is corrupt. Everything he said he's going to do for Nigeria, he has done the opposite from beginning of his presidency till today. It has been opposite. He is going to block the leakages, and he is going to use all the funds recovered from corruption to run the government of Nigeria. Today, he has done the opposite. Today, all the money that have been recovered by EFCC, no Nigerian knows anything about it. And today, they have borrowed, and according to EFCC, since 2015, the money recovered, according to them, will be enough to run that country for 10 years. But today, as I'm talking to you, they have done the opposite, borrowing, and they have borrowed more than any government in Nigeria history. They have borrowed more than any country in Africa. And that is the opposite. Now, continue watching.
About our country's development. One, what is happening to poverty. Two, what is happening to unemployment. And three, what is happening to inequality. The answers to these three questions in Nigeria show that the current administration has created two economies in one country. A sorry tale of two nations. One economy for a few who have so much in their tiny islands of prosperity, and the other economy for the many who have so little in their vast ocean of misery.
Before us and say things have gotten better under its direction. It has only gotten worse, and it is now time for change. PDP's government may say that it needs more time, that what we need now is continuity. But we do not. What we need now is change. I know what it takes to achieve real change. I have led our nation before in times almost as unhappy as this. I know that to solve our problems, we need real leadership, not warm words and empty promises. You cannot trust the corrupt to end corruption. You cannot trust the selfish and self-interested.
He talked about poverty, unemployment and inequality. Immediately he become the president of Nigeria, Nigeria become poor. As I'm talking to you today, Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, overtaking India. As I'm talking to you today, he talk about employment. Nigeria have lost their jobs in billions. Millions of Nigeria has lost their job. As I'm talking to you today, he talk about inequality. Everything he said he has done opposite. And that is why you that is watching this video, you that is yet to agree that Nigeria can never work again, you that is yet to know that this man, he has come to push Fulani agenda. There is no innovativeness in his mind. There is no policy that is going to change this current situation of Nigeria. You that is still supporting one Nigeria, we are making this video so that your eyes will open. You that is from Biafra land, that is still shouting one Nigeria, one Nigeria. The figure you are looking at now is the votes this present president received or got from the northeast Nigeria, and that northeast Nigeria today are chanting Bamayi Bamoso. They don't want you, they don't want him in their place, but they gave him the biggest vote both in 2015 and in 2019. And just how many months into 2020 they are shouting Bamayi, and Boko Haram have killed them since 2015, and they did not shout Bamayi because he never visited there. And today he went there and they are shouting Bamayi, Bamayi. You that is supporting this government, you that is still supporting one Nigeria, when are you going to wake up? The video we are doing is to make sure that you wake up, and the Biafra spirit will touch you one day, and you will know that Nigeria is irredeemable. Support
the
Biafra.
best interest of the people. You cannot trust those who believe who is a tool of government rather than a human right to blend the need of belief. Let's be clear. This is not a time for continuity. Failure does not deserve continuity. Incompetence does not deserve continuity. It deserves change. That is what the nation deserves, and that is what we will bring.
We don't have railways now. We don't have airways. We don't have shipping line. Virtually, we have no electricity. Consequently, there is collapse of education, of industries, lack of employment, hence crime in the cities, and so really, it is very, very disappointing. The only thing we have is that we have managed to remain one country. But otherwise, the institutions virtually have collapsed. No social services, education now. People can hardly afford to educate their children. People don't have adequate health care. They don't even have drinking water. It's terrible. Aspect of it is the leadership of the country. Up to now, nobody has come near the first set of pre-independence leadership. That's the first republic. Subsequent leaders, none of us, because I'm one of them, are near that first set as far as competence is concerned.
He said failure does not deserve continuity. He said incompetence does not deserve continuity. Now, these two things that he mentioned, has he not failed? Has the military not failed? Has the security system in Nigeria not failed? Is he competent? He is incompetent. The military chiefs are incompetent. The security personnel are incompetent. So when we are saying we do not need community policing, the police themselves, security agents in Nigeria have failed. So when you fail, there is no continuity for you. That is what this man was saying there. And then also he said incompetent does not deserve continuity. So now we are saying they are incompetent and they do not deserve continuity. And not only that they don't deserve continuity. The point is that Nigeria is rotten because we have Boko Haram serving in military, Boko Haram in police, and that is why we are demanding disintegration to disintegrate the interests of these terrorists. He said there is no electricity, there is no airline, there is no shipping line, there is no railway. He said there is unemployment. He said there is insecurity, crime. Everything he said, as I'm talking to you in 2020, it has doubled, it has times 10. The insecurity in Nigeria today is that nobody is safe. Nigeria people are being abducted inside train from Kaduna to Abuja. Nigeria people are being abducted everywhere in Nigeria. Every day somebody is being kidnapped, somebody is killed. Nigeria military are burying thousands of soldiers in secret. So tell me, everything this man have said, it has become opposite. And why is it becoming opposite? It is becoming opposite because he have only one agenda, which is Islamization and Fulanization of Nigeria. It is time you wake up. He also said that none of the government have come close to the progress and competence of the First Republic. And he said he is not even close to the people of the First Republic. Now, the question is, why did the First Republic do so well in Nigeria? Of course, unfortunately, people will be saying, give the leadership to the young people of Nigeria, but it is late. It is late because the system is rotten. And that is why we are agitating for Biafra and Nigeria disintegration. And like I have said, it may not even necessarily be Biafra. At the end of the day, the only thing we are looking at is disintegration. Whatever is going to be the outcome of that disintegration is something that everybody must welcome. But disintegration of Nigeria is imminent. Let the North enjoy their Islamic state and let the South